Hello beautiful people of Edge of Empires Mobile, my name is Timmy, and in this episode, just like you saw in the thumbnail, yes indeed, we're gonna have to upgrade here in the facility. Basically, in other words, I'm gonna unlock the level 31. Then we're gonna have to have a look how much are the costs. I can give you approximately an idea just in case you're curious in order to reach that fast, that far. Then we also want to talk about the costs when it comes down to upgrading the buildings, what you guys should expect from the time or the amount, the speed ups which are necessary to do so. Also in this episode, I would like to briefly go through this path, which is basically from here to here. And once you have reached this, what is the best advice possible? What should you expect? Because we have an awesome content creator, which is, by the way, not me. I'm going to put him on the screen because he already done a video on the research, what research exactly are opening, which is super important in order for you to understand exactly, okay, where is the journey going to once I have unlocked this thing. A super important piece of information, and obviously towards the end of the episode, I'm briefly gonna want to add something in here. As you can see, I have around 400 of these rows, so I'm gonna give you a couple of tips. So good, you know what? Let's start with the facilities. Let's waste no time. So as you can see here, basically everything is unlocked. I just have only two, the archers and the cavalry. Again, at one point I'm gonna do the swordsman. So all the requirements are met, so everywhere is 5 out of 10. Also on this side. And yeah, we have 1,470 of these Citadel coins, and let's click on this and let's press the huge button, beautiful people, and let's see how much power am I getting. Okay, 100k, so we have unlocked that. The next costs will gonna be, you see it right here, 1,570 of these coins. Okay, so it's already a very important piece of information. And you know what? You have unlocked this, okay, for research, very interesting. Good, you know what? Let's have a look at the costs. So how much approximately theoretically cost me to reach actually this section in here? And obviously we have a couple of things which you can do in game for free and get actually these tokens. We also obviously have the offers, or we call them the lucky moments, which are absolute great, but there is one more thing I have to show you. So this right here is the web page of MidasBuy.com, and weekly you actually have this pack over here for 750 of these tokens for $105, something like that, and you can buy up to maximum 5 of these packs per week. So I have done that, but apparently that was not enough in order to reach that fastest point. So obviously we have to go back into the game, because yes indeed I went also in the store because I'm a hasty person and went to the very, very bad deals, which I obviously do not recommend you guys to do so. So basically a lot of days, I don't quite remember exactly, I have bought all the packs in here all the way up to 100. At this point, the pack for $100 is absolutely extremely bad. So you saw on Midas Buy, I'm getting like 750 coins for $105. Here I'm getting almost the half of it. So I never bought a 100 packs. So this is how I reached this. So it indeed cost a lot. Honestly speaking, I would love to give you the exact number, but I honestly don't know because I haven't kept track of it. But you know what, people? Let's start now to upgrade the buildings. And before we do that, let me show you something also super important, because theoretically speaking, I am maxed out on the construction. So theoretically speaking, because we also have this one over here, which is the building research. I don't have this, but when it comes down to the old research, obviously, dear beautiful people, I have the maximum possible building speed. So from this perspective, good. Now let's go to the Citadel and let's press on the renovation. So I'm going to obtain more resources. We do indeed have that. So here we go. So without having a title, because it's not active now, that's the only thing it's missing, we are looking at 43 days and 7 hours. I will do this later on when I'm using the buff, obviously, guys. And you also see the requirements, how much resources it's needed. You also see now truly also the power. Good. What else is super important to mention here? Is this the same system like you are used to when we were upgraded? So in other words, you have to upgrade certain buildings first in order to upgrade the Citadel. So obviously, if I wanted to upgrade the Citadel, I should be able to do that. But I want to see, try the stable. And let's see if we can actually start the renovation. And by the way, you also see the time here taken into consideration without the title, which would be maximum benefit for you. So 21 days. There's also something super important, and I think that's the hospital, because that will gonna give me all units damage reduction, like you see here. So this is also an awesome thing. So good, this is the part. If you have more questions regarding what buildings cost what, we can also have a look at these mines here, but this is definitely something which you're gonna keep it for far later on, so not so relevant. Good, those were the important stuff. Now let's go back to the facilities for a simple reason, because with the help of a great content creator, which I'm going to put in a moment on the screen, yes, we are indeed able to already tell you and give you now the best advice. What will be the best path once you will gonna reach this, because everything else here will also gonna be 5 out of 10. So are you gonna go for this one here? Are you gonna go for this one here, which basically it's for the might, the second one is for the strategy, and the third one is for armor. And I'm also going to give you a couple of points. So let's jump to this awesome content creator right now. So here we are on YouTube, dear beautiful people, and yes, indeed, we really have to talk about this gentleman over here, Mr. Blaines, which does awesome episodes. And there is one more important thing which you also see now on the screen, is the fact that yes, indeed, I am subscribed to this channel, because the guy does awesome work. And the video which you're gonna have to immediately watch is actually this one. Though the text in there is actually in Japanese, he's a wonderful person and translates everything into English. And you really have to watch that video in order to realize what massive stats increase and hero level you're gonna expect. And also, please don't forget, once you are here, the best way to support people like me or people like him, which by the way deserve that, is actually to press that button over here. Please do so. He's going to be super happy and he's going to produce even more videos, and I'm watching them all. So Blaines, buddy, if you're seeing this, thank you very much for your work, and I'm one of your fans. Good. Let's jump now back into the game, because now I can give you the best tip possible. And after that, obviously, beautiful people, you are welcome to discuss this with me in the comments. Good. So here we are back into the game, and let's presume for a second, because in that video he has a Japanese person which somehow went even crazier than me and unlocked even this. So once you have unlocked this, you're gonna unlock, just like you saw in that video, this extra research. And basically at that point, it's all up to your speed ups. Yeah, if you have a lot of speed ups, you can progress fast. Meaning, in other words, you also have to pay attention, because as you know from the research center, the old one, some researches gradually have one extra requirement, which is, yes, a certain building to have a certain level. Which means, in other words, I don't think you're gonna rush very fast back here, because that's gonna cost a lot. You're rather probably gonna come here and you're gonna push towards level 35, because in those researches which you unlock extra, you're gonna have a ton of extra might, tactical, armor, far more than if you are investing your coins in here. So this is right now with this video, and of course, obviously with the wonderful information coming from Mr. Blaines, from my perspective, the best approach possible. But obviously, share your thoughts in the comments, and maybe somebody has an even greater idea. It's not about just that extra research, but obviously it has something to do with this stuff. So we are speaking about the might buff, which is absolutely big, and we also talk about the strategy buff. So people, don't get fooled by huge amount of heroes, because the best approach possible for you is actually try to stick to a march type. So if I'm going to give you an example, in my case, this is my match right now for Mr. Lubu, which is basically a might match. Super important to know. Now, the next match, these are my archers. Obviously, I'm gonna put Mr. Mehmet, and I'm gonna show it to you in a second. In here, this again is gonna be a might setup. 2 out of 4 or 5. The third one, let's take actually the swordsman, and this is also might base. Meaning, in other words, I was slowly gonna be able to save a lot of coins by focusing into the might build. Even if we have great tactician heroes, that costs you extra coins in order to improve also the tactical damage. So pay attention to this. And beautiful people, let's wrap this video by having a look at this wheel, because something indeed has changed, and it has something to do with this button over here. You have X5, and if you press in this small button here, well, right now you also have the option to do a X20. From my perspective, I haven't noticed this button before, so I have presumed that indeed this is new. What else you want to see? Out of curiosity, yes indeed, you see me here, I have done a total of 400 pulls, in which I also done a couple of pulls in order to unlock Mansa Musa, which I'm not gonna focus on from my perspective. So let's see how far have I got with 400 pulls. And we're gonna open the heroes, and let's go find Mr. Mehmet II. So with 400 pulls, more or less, luck or not, basically per 100 pulls, I'm seeing an average of 21, 22 hero medals, depending on your luck. Sometimes you can get a little bit more. I am here, so I have 3 stars, and on top of this, one of this corner of a star. And obviously, I will gonna 5-star this hero. I definitely have the medals, and I'm definitely gonna do far more pulls. And if you guys want, maybe we can do an extra video on this and try some interesting combinations, and you guys probably gonna help me a lot in the video comments in order to throw the best conclusion out there possible. Yes, indeed, I also want to mention the last thing, which is important. I'm also a fan of Zig, so I watch your live stream, buddy, and I heard you're either looking for a sponsor to open this hero, or you were looking for a possibility to have these heroes in order to test you. What I can offer you, you can DM him. I'm a member of your Discord channel, and we can set a testing, and we can do the test together, because you have some awesome conclusions, and I think the vast majority of the community truly benefits from your work. With that being said, beautiful people, that was it for today from my side. Thank you very much for watching. If you like to support my work, you don't need money for that. Everything is absolutely free and counts even more than you can imagine, because you should subscribe to this channel. Don't forget our friend Mr. Blaines, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Share this channel with your friends. Watch all the videos till the end, because I'm trying my best to structure them in the most efficient way possible. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm gonna catch you in the next awesome episode. Ciao, 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 people.